up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a hot, humid, rainy Thursday afternoon here in Findlay, Ohio. I just got back from the farmer's market. I picked up some peaches, cherries, got some meat from a butcher guy there. Unfortunately, I spent all my cash before I got to the end of the farmer's market. It was the first time I went there, and they had a guy selling ground bison, so I missed out on the bison. Next time, I'll be prepared. I'll bring more cash with me so I can scoop some of that up. I picked up the peaches with the expressed intent to then go buy some German beer, basically chop the peaches up, quarter them, and throw them in the beer. On a hot day, it's probably one of my favorite things. I've drank a lot of fruity beers in the last week or so. Some of them are okay. Like I didn't mind the pomegranate one I had yesterday from Schofferhofer. Apparently, I mispronounced it. I thought the R was an N and mispronounced it multiple times. But it's 2.5%, right? So you can't really do a heck of a lot with that. So what I usually do is buy something like Munich Gold. This is more around 5% or so. Chop up the peaches, put it in there. You kind of get the best of both worlds. So anyway, I was in the beer cooler picking up a six-pack. And as I got to the counter, I stumbled across this beautiful creation here. Trejo's Cerveza. On the top it says Nectar of the Mexican Gods. It also says here, born in Mexico, brewed in the USA. So for those who don't know who Danny Trejo is, he's a legendary actor. He's been in a lot of really great movies that I've enjoyed. I think the first time I kind of became aware of him was in From Dusk Till Dawn, Tarantino film, absolutely brilliant. He was also in Con Air and the Machete films, right? Machete, sorry. But they're generally really good movies, and I like him. He's an action star, essentially, right? They're not going to win any Academy Awards, but he's entertaining, and I thought it was kind of cool when I saw that he had a beer out. So this beer here is brewed by the Lincoln Beer Company. When I saw Lincoln, I immediately thought like Lincoln, Nebraska or something. I thought, what a strange combination. But no, it turns out that Lincoln Beer Company is actually in Burbank, California, which probably makes a bit more sense, right? It appears they have teamed up with other kind of celebrities in the past. So I guess they worked with the people who do The Simpsons. I don't know if it's Matt Groening or just the studio, but they're one of the folks that put out a Duff beer. Now I know there have been multiple Duff releases over the years. I think I just saw one being reviewed by Big Sip Beer Reviews maybe a week or two ago, but they worked with them, and I guess now they're working with Trejo. So this is a Mexican lager. It looks like they also made another one, so a dark version. It was I think it was the Negra lager. It was Trejo's Negra lager. So, a lot of times if you have the Mexican beers, sometimes you'll have a light and a dark variant, right? Like Dos Equis has like the amber and then the dark. So I guess they were doing something similar there. Now, full disclosure, I'm generally not a huge fan of cervezas, especially when you start dealing with stuff like, what's the main Mexican one slipping my brain right now? What is it? Corona. Yeah, how did I forget Corona? I'm not a Corona fan. Absolutely despise it. So, I understand that it's a style thing, and I don't know what it is that I don't really like about it. A lot of them are going to be brewed with rice or corn or different types of adjuncts, and I'm really not a fan of that taste they give off. But, hey, we'll give it a shot and see what happens. So, Trejo's Cerveza, Mexican craft lager, produced in the USA, 4.7% ABV. You got 4 cans. I think I paid $10 for the 4 of them. Now, this is interesting. This says Lincoln Beer Company, Stevens Point, Wisconsin. But when I went to the website, it said Burbank, California. Stevens Point, I think that's where there's a brewery up there that does a lot of other stuff. I wonder if Lincoln actually worked with the other brewery and did like a contract brew or something like that. I'm trying to think what the heck their name is up in Stevens Point. I can't think of it. It's a pretty famous... it might be called Stevens Point Brewing now that I'm thinking of it. I don't know if they worked with them or what, but this says Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Website had this can, these pictures, and said Burbank, California. So let's give it a check. What else we got in here? We have an ingredients list. Briesse Pilsen malt, Weyermann Munich Type 1 malt, flaked rice, flaked maize, which is corn, Magnum hops, Tettnang hops, lager yeast. Let's give it a shot. Going with just the ball jar today. I don't think Danny Trejo would approve of fancy beer glasses. Color is kind of what you'd expect, right, from a Mexican-style lager. Light yellow, clear. I can see right through it. Fair amount of carbonation there. Not a bad-looking color, I guess, if this is what, obviously it's what it's supposed to be. Nice white head. Looks a tiny bit soapy. Probably got 2 fingers or more there. Looks frothy. Looks kind of doing that chunky island thing. Let's give it a sniff. To me, I mean, this is, I guess, one of the things that I don't really like about the Mexican style lagers. You tend to pick up kind of light malt, and then you get that corn sweetness. And I don't know why, but that corn sweetness, I really don't like the smell or the taste of it. So I'm hoping it's not overpowering in the taste, but we'll give it a shot. Cheers. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know if I before I spill it here on myself. Ratings wise, it does all right. Like I said, Untapped 3.56, Beer Advocate a 3.44. The aggregate review on Beer Advocate was a 70, okay, and I think that's probably a fair rating. I'd imagine this probably gets a few more stars than it deserves, or a few more thumbs up than it deserves, because Danny Trejo's on there, right? We're all suckered in by sometimes the pieces of flair that are on the can. But on its own, it's not a bad beer. I will say this: I like this better than I like some of the other ones that are out there. So I would drink this before I drank Corona. Definitely, definitely. What do you get? Obviously, light malt. You get a little bit of sweetness from the adjuncts. Now, I will say this: a lot of times the rice beers, I really don't dig those at all. This one isn't too bad. You do get a little bit of corn sweetness, and that's kind of it. As far as hops, there's really nothing present. I'd say medium, light bodied. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it in that regard. Is this something that I would drink regularly? Certainly not. But, I mean, I wouldn't really be drinking, Mexican-style cervezas that frequently. But if I was going to, you could do a lot worse than this. And the fact that Danny Trejo's on the can makes it slightly cooler, right? So, Trejo's Cerveza Mexican Lager, I would give you a thumbs up. I would drink another one of these, which is good because I got 3 more in the box. Hey, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. If you found this, let me know. I looked at the distribution map and it was kind of weird. It looked like the only places that had this were California, Nevada, Utah, and Arizona. So kind of like, the West and Southwest. And then Ohio of all places. So like the rest of the country, someone just balled up in Ohio with a truck full of Trejo's Cerveza. So I know Anderson saw it on one of the social media accounts out in Cleveland, and I saw it out here. So odd combination. Only Ohio, and then the West and Southwest. Hey, until next time, cheers.